Celsius. See what squirts this.
I think you're going to see another, I want to say 5 to 10 overs of them just kind of knocking it around. Maybe take one every now and again, but it's really just going to be singles. And the last 10 really where they're going to try to accelerate. If if you're Oman, you're just hoping you can find a way to creep up anywhere past 200. I think 210 at this stage is probably a dream situation right now for Oman.
And you can see the wonderful flags here at Moosa Stadium in Pearland, Texas. I'm Peter Delapennant, joined by Aman Patel today on the call for Nepal's first ODI in Texas. Watching live, we're watching live coverage of this fixture on ICC TV and Willow TV in the USA and Fan Code in Nepal. If you're watching from Nepal, howdy from Pearland, Texas. I'm Peter Delapennant with Aman Patel to my right. And this is live coverage of the SkyExchange.net ICC Cricket World Cup League 2 ODI Tri-Series supported by Dream 11. Slamachani begins his sixth over. And I know there are plenty Nepalese fans out there. Check that, it's Irish Sheikh who's coming to the attack. Number 24 on the back of the shirt. Arif rolled a solitary over earlier in the 11th, conceded 5 runs. Back for his medium pace. So Lamachani with just a very brief 2-over spurt there before taking himself out of the attack again. And I know, yes, as I was saying, there's a bunch of fans back in Kathmandu and around the world who are wondering where Andrew Leonard is. Cricket badge on Twitter. I can assure you, Lenny will be back in action. Lenny's just having a very deserved couple of days off.
I actually have a message from Lenny Peter. This is for you. It goes back to our conversation about sweeping.
Uh-oh, here we go.
And he says that you would average .33 sweeping as a batter, and that's come straight from Andrew Leonard, folks.
I think he's got the decimal point in the wrong place. He needs to move it over at least one. I'm not going to say 2, but at least 1.
To the right or to the left? What are we thinking?
Oh, now we're going to get it into the positive integers, whole numbers. Okay. Lenny, I would fancy my chances taking on Andrew Leonard's leg spin.
That is the video we got to get. We got to
make that happen. While we're still here in Texas, how about I'm issuing the challenge. Andrew Leonard, get out of your hotel room. Come down to Moosa Stadium. We'll go on the nursery ground, Balky's Field. I know they're not going to let us, according to the ICC regulations, they won't let us use the pitch, the square here on the main turf wicket at Moosa Stadium. Let's go out to the Balky's Field. Andrew Leonard, I'll take you on with your leg spin and show you how it's done with a sweep shot once and for all. Let's make it happen, Aman.
Well, I'll make sure to record that one because that's a battle for the century.
And I fancy my chances because as a left-handed batter against the leg spinner, I like the ball coming into me, ball turning in. I don't think Lenny's googly is good enough to create the top edge.
These are some bold statements here, Peter. You're setting yourself up for failure because now you don't succeed. There it is.
There's the Coliseum. There's where it's going to happen. Balky's Field, the nursery ground. That's the stage. There's Kabarali. Gets a single to end a 2-run 31st over. 108 for 5 after 31.
That might be what we do at the interval during Super Saturday. How about that for a Super Saturday entertainment? We got Andrew Leonard bowling some leg spins. And we're going to see if Peter Delapennant can sweep him and take him to the leg side.
Is that the social media content that the public is demanding?
Not only demanding, that is what's required. We need this. We don't want it. We need this, Peter. You can't tease the fans like that. You got me excited. My heart's pumped. My blood's boiling. I'm loving it. I'm ready for it.
Well, I haven't brought my bat on this tour. I've got my gloves and my helmet. So I'll be glad to borrow somebody's bat. One of the USA players, one of
We'll
the
get you
Nepal
Gajanan
players.
Singh's bet.
Gajanan Singh, he's got a good piece of lumber that he uses for the sweep. My personal preference would be Natsush Kenjige's bat, because I know how well and how many runs he scores using the wide variety of laps and paddles and reverses.
We're gonna make it happen, Peter.
Sushan Bari back into the attack. He opened the bowling with the new ball from this heroin end. Just 2 overs with the new ball, though. And it was an expensive first 2 overs, conceding 2 boundaries to Jatinder Singh for 14. A brief new ball spell so far here. Probably tied down.
Well, Andrew Leonard has said, Peter, you won't last an over. Not even an over, he says. You're not going to get any bat on. He says the googly turns square, remember.
Sushan Bari and Sandeep Lemachane. This is great spirit by the Nepal squad. Well, if it turns square, then I'm confident the reverse and the switch hit are in play if I want to play with the turn. Thanks for the heads up, Lenny. I've got my scouting report. Get sorted out. As Cowart finally gets a single. It's the offside.
But on a serious note, the Nepal fielding has been absolutely fantastic. You've seen great effort out of every single player that's come onto the field, and it's been very entertaining for a King stand that's growing in the number of members inside, and they're loving every single moment. Right now, the team firmly on top of this competition, but we've seen Oman have the ability to turn things around. They did for a brief stint against the USA. Before Yasser Mohammed and Ali Khan teamed up to dash those hopes.
Single down the ground for Maksud. He's inching closer to a half century. There's 2 runs in the over, though. 110 for 5 after 32. Very delicate late dab on Maksud. Moves him now to 48.
Yeah, Maksud has kind of anchored this innings for Oman so far. He's come in rather earlier than he would have liked to have come on. He's come on, he's done his thing. Pushing the ball around, playing with the straight bat, learning the lessons from yesterday. Remember yesterday getting out really on the most egregious of shots, trying to pull Stephen Taylor. Today has looked much more in tune.
This one skewed just short. Rohit Paudel in the covers. The vice captain on his knees. He knows how close that one was to being a wicket. Arif Sheikh causing trouble here in the 33rd.
And you could see what Go Early was trying to do. He's trying to push it over the top of the infield. There's no extra cover fielder. There is one sweeper, but he's would have been well too square for that one. Just unable to time it, and he just fell short of the vice captain in the ring.
And wide down the leg side, big appeal. And Mayor Bandikar says it came off the pad, so no wide called. Looked like he was just trying to appeal to throw off the wide, and he may have succeeded in that, Benoit Bendar. I didn't think it clipped anything. We'll have a look at this. It was clearly not off the bat, so the appeal was wasn't anything to avoid a run being added to the total.
Like you said, clearly not off the bat. Thought it was close with the pad. Again, I think we'd have to get a second look at that to really tell, but you see a big heave through the leg side. Cover Ali just frustrated with the way that cover shot played out.
Fully behind that one. We'll have another look here at the previous delivery on the leg side. Here's the replay.
Definitely some pad involved in that one. Just hit right by the knee roll.
You can see a slight flicker, slight ripple. Kawarali wasn't convinced though. He was signaling wide to the umpire. Got to be careful with that cover because if you do it enough times, you'll be in the naughty books. You might have a visit to Rion King after the match. The umpires are paid to be the ones to decide what's wide and what's not. Change of pace. Well adjusted to by cover as Dev Connell back on the field. Tallest man on the field and easily identifiable with the tan arm sleeves as well. Mid-off is up in the ring. That's Dave Connell. Third man, cover sweeper, long on, and deep midwick at the boundary riders at the moment. And this one is going to pick out a deep mid-wicket fielder. It will be just one. As Sunil Damala relays it back in. Another 2-run over. Scoring rate has slowed down significantly since that 9-run over conceded by Depinder Singh Irie in the 30th. It's 112 for 5 after 33.
Well, Peter, we got more trash talk going for you. Lenny comes back with, he's going to angle it in around the wicket, and he's going to square you up both ways. He won't lay a bat on it. He's seen your attempted sweeps, and he feels very confident in his abilities.
Again, this is good information. I've got my scouting report. I can get myself ready for. I don't even need the video analysis. Know where I'm going to take my guard based on how Lenny's approach is going to be. This is very good, Lenny. Wonder if he's going to have any secrets he's got kept in the bag. Lenny's a very well-known poker player. I don't know if he's keeping any aces up his sleeves. He's dishing out a lot of information. Could be just a good old bluff by Lenny. Just out of the Shane Warne manual of leg spin, just talking a lot of nonsense when he's just going to be bowling the stock leg break the entire time. Warney had about 40 different names for the same delivery.
Well, it should be a very entertaining matchup. Again, I want to make sure I'm present for that one. So just whenever you decide that you're going to have this, just make sure you give me a ring. I'll fly down.
Bari doing a good job here. Kawarali, ever since that boundary off Airy, dancing down the track, he's been stuck on the crease for a significant amount of time now, the last several overs. And since that boundary in the 30th over, he had a 2 off the next ball over the leg side, but 20 deliveries faced by Kawarali. 16 dot balls and 4 singles. He's really struggling at the moment.
And you can see the adjustment. They're starting to fire it in quicker at go early, saying, you want to come down? We'll come down to the quicker ball.
And just as worryingly, all these dot balls being soaked up by Kawarali means worry about Zishan Maksud not just losing his rhythm, but not getting enough of the strike. He's been in the 40s now for the last 8 overs. He's on 48. Inching along now when he's been set for a long time, and Kawarali's just not getting enough of the strike. We're going to have a drinks break here. 113 for 5 after 34 overs. As current state of play, Here at Musa Stadium in Perrin, Texas. Current KC, 3 wickets, striking first ball of the match to get Kashyap Prajapati, LBW, and then Jatinder Singh with that mighty heave across the line. That went horribly wrong. Second LBW decision. Ramachani then came into the attack, struck with 2 wickets, an inside edge into the pads, and lobbed up for Bandari behind the stumps before Muhammad Nadeem castled by Googly, and then Karen KC inducing a false drive to mid-off. Blocked by Kami on the ring off Ayan Khan. And we have a look at the bowling card as well now. No real big partnerships for Oman. Struggle to piece things together.
Yeah, wickets just falling in regular intervals. And again, it's that man, Casey, Karan KC that we've seen. 3 wickets, striking on the very first delivery, striking that second over, and then striking once again. It just created a lot of problems. Sandeep Lamashin with the lovely googly to get through Nadeem. And just been very tight from everybody else, not giving up any room, not giving up any runs. Not giving up easy boundaries. A lot of pressure on the Omani batters now as we head into this final session of play.
Coverage of the SkyExchange.net ICC Cricket World Cup League 2 ODI Tri Series, supported by Dream 11 on ICC TV around the world, fan code in the Asian subcontinent, including Nepal. And if you're watching the USA, you'll be getting this coverage on Willow TV. We'll be right back.
चाबी कहाँ छ यहाँको ढोकाको
के उसमा छ
हाँ
उसमाथि हो क्या दराजमाथि
Peter Delapenna and Aman Patel back here at Musa Cricket Stadium in Perrin, Texas. Our Sheikh has the ball in hand for the start of his 4th over.
just like his other overs, just starting very, very tight. Again, not giving much room to anybody to really work with. And that's just what Nepal's done really well. And I think, something Oman struggled with yesterday. They kept trying to go short. They kept going wide. They kept doing other stuff. Nepal has stuck to the plan that's worked at Musa Stadium.
And a scorching drive. What was in the water? What was in the sports drink? That was delivered to Kawar Ali. Suddenly it's lit the fuse for him to explode with a simmering drive, splitting the gap between mid-off and extra cover to the rope for 4.
Oh, that was lovely. That time just a touch too full from Sheikh there. Again, it was just outside the off stump and allowed Kawar Ali to play through it. Lovely 4 for Oman.
Now finally a single to get Maksud on strike. We talked about before the break, number of dot balls Kawar Ali's absorbing, not really getting Maksud on strike enough. In the last 5 overs, Zishan Maksud has only faced 6 deliveries. As Kawar Ali just smashes that one past extra cover, goes to the rope. And you've got a guy in the 40 as your captain. You can't be letting him face just 6 deliveries off the last 5 overs. Kawar Ali's got to do a much better job of getting Zishan Maksud on strike. We'll see what happens here at the final drinks break. Final official drinks break. We've seen some mini breaks.
Put up 50 runs. And again, when you talk about what he's done, he's come in at a difficult time. We saw wickets fall very, very early. He's in there a lot sooner than he probably would have wanted. But he's anchored the innings. He's carried Oman to a really good spot.
His career best in ODI cricket, 109, that came against USA in Nepal in February 2020 in a match in which Akib Ilyas also scored a century that day. And Akib Ilyas, his absence has been immense with the latter portion of this Cricket World Cup League 2 competition. Oman's number 3 bat, fine all-rounder, pulls a lot of variations. Changes the grip, bowls off spin, he bowls leg spin, mixes it up. But more than anything, they're missing his batting and they're missing his fielding. There was that chance that Bilal Khan at backward point yesterday, half chance in the air when Monak Patel cut a ball towards him. And it was Bilal Khan at backward point. That's the area that Akib Ilyas would be patrolling if he was healthy. So the batting that they're missing, the bowling, but arguably if Bilal Khan is not there yesterday, you have Akib Ilyas in the 11. He would be at backward point, and he would have been there to probably try to convert that chance that Monak Patel offered into a catch. Instead, Monak went on to a historic century, USA's first player on home soil. First time in a long time we're seeing Kawar Ali use his feet. Can't get to the pitches. Again, Irie changing up his pace very, very well here, Aman.
Yeah, and I think the word from the dressing room is, all right, now it's time to start to accelerate a little bit, to keep trying to be positive. We saw him try the unorthodox one, try to use his feet this time. But Irie has just been so, so good mixing things up, changing his deliveries, the line, the length, the pace, making things uncomfortable for the Omani batters.
Again, 3 dot balls followed by a single. The wrong guy is farming the strike for Oman. Kawar will start next over on strike. 4 runs from it, 123 for 5 after 36. Lamachani comes back, replaces Arif Sheikh. They're shouting for the googly from the stands. You can hear it. Field mic. Everybody in the King stand who's here supporting Nepal today. They want more googlies. They want more wickets. That one is too short. Easily played out. They can't get the single. Again, another dot ball. Kawar Ali.
And that's the issue right now for Oman, is even on the not great deliveries from Samdut Lamachani, they haven't really been able to punish him for it. He's gotten away with a lot of them.
And this time it's the stock leg break.
And There you go. That's a much better length there. That's what he's looking to do. Get the batsman to reach, put the bat out there, invoke that outside edge. There's a reason there's a slip in place. I think you're going to see one more stock leg break and then maybe after that.
Goes for the sweep. Nearly picks out short fine leg. And a diving effort just short by Sushan Bari. Now, we talked about it earlier. For the longest time, they had their best fielders at that short fine leg position. This time, a weaker option. Sushan Bari unable to react in time to convert that into a chance.
Well, it was a great effort there, and you're right. He was a little slow, but again, it was a terrific effort. Would have been a stunner had he taken it. Would have been a stunner for anybody, really, had they taken that catch. And the ploy nearly works. He was there for that sweep shot. Got the top edge. Didn't just quite carry as nicely as he would have liked it to. But again, you could feel the pressure building on Oman.
Too short, too easy to pull out to deep square leg. For one. And Dipender Singh Ari is in the covers right now. He was at short fine leg earlier. He's really the best fielder. They've had Dipender Singh Ari, Rohit Paudel, their two best fielders, have been at that short fine leg position for the longest time today. And instead it's Bari who just is unable to dive forward in enough time. And this time, the sweep shot straying well down the leg side. Much easier on this occasion for Kawarali to get that to the boundary.
Yeah, well, this one it was short. It was down the leg side and finally able to convert on one of the poor deliveries from Lamashane here. Look at this. Again, short, well down the leg side right away. It's just a poor delivery. The first boundary hit off Lamashane today.
A lot more air. Follows the quicker one with a much slower one. It's prodded out. Kawarali, 6 runs from the over. Again, just one ball faced. As he should. He'll have the strike though for the start of the 38th. 129 for 5 after 37.
Again, that's what the Omani dugout wanted. They wanted to see some of the aggression. They wanted to get some runs flowing. But even with that 4, the onslaught of dot balls just holds that over to 6 runs. But again, you're looking at, if you're Oman, okay, 300 is out of the question. Where can we go from here? 250, you would have to think, with the way the wicket is, gives yourself a fighting chance. Anything under 250 feels like it's well short. Even 250 itself feels well short, but it feels that might be the lowest score you can defend. Some work to be done here for Oman.
Sampal Kami will replace Irie after he's completed his 10 overs. Kami has 5 overs left, 1 for 12. This is his second spell from the Pearland end. Rolled an earlier spell as well from the Massey Ranch end. His 3rd spell overall in this match. And he's blowing slightly into the wind. He's blowing northeast today. He's blowing from the north end. He's at the Pearland end. The south end of the ground is the Massey Ranch end, so the wind is blowing from the south to the north, just running slightly into the wind. With the cross breeze going northeast, which means the next 2-down strike, the wind is blowing from the offside to the leg side.
He is going to like that again. Or maybe that's the ploy from the here. We've seen Kami come length and jumps. Does he try to dare Maksud to come across?
An easy single pinched on the ground. And now for the right-hander Kawarali, the wind blowing to the offside for him, right to left.
Again, Kam's been very tight, and you can see it from the economy. Just 13 runs in 5.2 overs. Put a lot of pressure on the Omani batters.
And now comes down the wicket. Tries to go over extra cover. More of a thick outside edge that finds Sunil Damalap.
Yeah, try to pull some of the shots we saw Sushant Modani and Monik Patel play yesterday, coming down the track to the Pacers and just lifting it.
Close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and the heat index with a 64% humidity in the forecast means it's a real feel of more like 108, 110 degrees Fahrenheit, so approaching 40 degrees Celsius.
It doesn't help that the umpires are wearing all black, Peter. The sun's just baking them down, so those towels come in very, very handy. And you know, the players that, especially for Nepal, they're going to be taking some showers, and you know that Maksud and Kowar Ali, who've been out for quite some time, are going to make use of Musa facilities.
Karan KC, this is his third spell at a 5-over new ball spell, and then just 1 over, which he took a wicket, was then taken straight back out of the attack. He's back for a third spell here on the Massey Ranch end.
And he's been very special today. Again, he's come out very, very consistent. He's come out and hit the right line, hit the right length, and he's just created havoc. It's been special to watch him bowl today.
Big appeal, but hit very high. Ambitious shout. The Nepal fans in the Kings stand loved it though, Aman.
Well, they're going to love every single time anything hits the pads, anytime it goes through to the keeper. They're going to, you know, they're the 12th fan. They're the 12th member of the team. And as you see, very, very high, drifting down the leg side. But the fans, they're that 12th member of the team that's going to continue to appeal at the umpire. Even when the umpire says no, they're going to keep yelling at him, putting the heat on from the Kings stand.
Another big shot. This one a lot closer, but Samir Benegar still not convinced. And a run-out chance missed as well. Kabarali was caught sleeping, drifting out of the crease of the non-striker's end. And a bullet came from the covers. It was Rohit Paudel, the vice captain, who would have sent Kabarali back to the change room if that one had connected.
Look at this right here again. You can see KC. He comes in. It looks like it strikes pretty high, so just a tie there. And Goer was all the way down. There was a brief moment you could see him just give up, saying if it hits the stumps, I'm good to go. But just a little bit of confusion. Goer wanted to go all the way. He was committed to the run. Maksud sent him back halfway down the track. Luckily for Goer Ali, unable to find the stumps, so we're going to fall.
You said it, he gave up all right. He was toast on a toasty day here in Pearland. That was burnt toast. That one hit. Burned by his captain, who was so preoccupied with the LBW shout. Didn't look for the run that was on offer. The eyes of Kabarali try and get another look. Single is taken. Change the strike. Here's the replay again. A lot happening here. First the LBW shout. It's close. Wasn't hit inside on the line of off stumper, outside the line, and then the throw comes in, and he's gone by at least 5 yards. Rohit Paudel, my goodness. Now it's Stanfield to the vice captain, and he was on his hands and knees after that one missed for close to a full minute there. I'm on.
Well, there wasn't going to be any easier decision for Samir Bandekar all weekend long, or else all week long, really, if that one had hit, because again, just face of someone who's given up.
Bouncer this time from KC. Here's Gower easily. He's looking for a wide to be signaled from square leg. Not happening. Just one run in the over. 33, 5 after 39. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of messages throughout this tour in Texas from people wondering, where's the third umpire? Why are there no third umpire, please? They wouldn't have needed a third umpire for that one, I'm on.
Yeah,
It certainly could be decided on field, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, and he just given up. There was a face of someone who's very content with whatever's going to happen. He said, whatever happens here, I have to live with it. I'm not going to try to do anything. Wasn't even trying to ground or drag the bat over. Just I said, I'm going to walk to my stumps. If they're still intact, I'll get ready for the next ball. If not, I'll take my stroll and continue it on to the dugout.
So, Sopal Kami ready to continue here for his 7th over. He's at both ends now. Johnny still has 4 overs left unused. Taking some time to realign the field. Fine leg, and the third man are up in the ring. Long off back, deep square leg. And this time Maxud flicks it well wide of deep square leg. Fine leg up in the ring. It's a free boundary. If you get it too straight and too short on the legs, and Maxud clears the boundary with a couple bounces, 4 more to the Oman total.
Well, we've seen Sopal Kami all day long. He's continued to bowl on the body line. This time just straying too far down the leg side. Zishan Maxud takes the much welcome gift. Leaves that one over the leg side. Just a little flick of the wrist. We'll give him 4.
Changing the field. 4 and straighter this time.
And I've actually really liked that from Nepal. Anytime we've seen a boundary, as we'll take another look at it, again, just works it through the leg side. Anytime they've conceded a boundary, they haven't panicked, they haven't adjusted the field, they haven't changed anything. They just say, go back and bowl a better delivery. As you see, well down the leg side. And Sopal Kami comes back and he bowls back to the plan. There's no runs to be had. I like the decision not to panic and try to reset and fix something that doesn't really need to be fixed.
And they're going to need to fix that, though. Another poor delivery, short on the legs, double dose of that flick behind square for another boundary in this over.
That time went a little bit shorter. I think he was trying to cue up that bouncer. Didn't do just that, and again, just straying down the leg side and made it all too easy for Zishan Maxud. Just picks it up off his hip and guides it down into that banking region, and now they've put a fielder out there.
Kano moves back from ring, he's got a deep fine leg. As the long off fielder comes into the ring. So, 2 balls left in the over, and this is further to the point I was making earlier, why Kamarawi needed to do a better job of getting Zishan Maxud on strike. He's had so little of it last 15 overs of play. You get him on strike, 2 boundaries and 3 balls, picks up the scoring rate for Oman.
Yeah, again, they're still scoring at under 4 now, but at least you're starting to see Zishan Maxud get a little bit more comfortable and really start to pick things up. And again, that's why it's so important for Go Early to continue to just facilitate it. Get the singles and the overs, but make sure you give Maxud the opportunity to play as many balls as possible. He's already played 100 of them. He's played a lot of the bowlers already. Again, it's a hot day. The bowlers are going to wear down at some point. Maxud just waited to take advantage of it.
We're trying to pierce the gap. Can't get it by Dipender Singh Irie, so just 9 runs. The over after 9 off the first 4 balls. 142 5 after 40. And we'll take a look at the bowling options. Left for Nepal after 40 overs. So you see there the captain Lamachani still got 4 overs left. Karan KC with 3 left, and Sampal Kami with 3 left, so they can use just the 4 of them to fill out the last 10 overs if they want to.
Yeah, and it feels like that's what they're probably going to end up doing. They don't really need to go in different directions. Dave Gonald, the youngster, hasn't really